Okay, I'm getting a lot of MacBooks that have the fried LED connector here. What we're seeing, a lot of times we just see the notebook, but we don't see the actual, we see the logic board, but we don't actually see the connector. So when you'll get a system, or when you get a system in, you have it looking like this. Even if you're a private owner, or if you're a shop, you get your system and it looks like this. That's what you see from Apple. What we see and what we finally surmised after taking a long look at all of them is that you have this plastic part right here that causes this bar to not touch any of the pins. Amazingly, the bar is not, or the plastic is not for actually pulling the cable in. It kind of is, but it really isn't. But this bar is for securing the LED screen in there. But what you're seeing is a piece of this plastic gets hot and will melt. Well, with an LED screen, what you're going to have happen is not only does this port supply power and signal, scratch that, start again. Signal, it also supplies power. So what you're having is the power pins are getting hot, causing the plastic here to weaken or go through, or somebody's pulling on this and it's ripping the plastic when they're plugging it in and unplugging it, and it causes this metal bar to touch one of these pins and short the system out. It fries this chip, which this chip goes directly to the LED power, or it'll fry one of these pins on here. Fairly common. So what you do is when you plug it in, you fold this on the underside, or at least that's what we're doing, and you plug this in like so, and you can take this and plug it in just like that. Make sure everything seats in there correctly, which we have. We've got it all. Now you can take a plastic piece and push it up in there, like what you take iPods apart for, pretty much like a plastic pry bar, and push it all the way in there. Then you can tape this down with high tension tape, or you can pull this part off of here and tape it down. But what we're seeing after we do that is you have nothing touching these pins to short it out, and there's nothing in the area to short this out. So with that bar being over like it is, you're not actually touching anything. This has 3 on 3, 3 on each side, so there's nothing to touch in the middle. There's nothing over here, and you're perfectly fine that way. So that's what we've been doing to keep them from shorting out and causing problems like that. And see, what we have here is an exact motherboard for this unit that came into us for repair. So what we see when we unplug this, same exact parts, same exact layout, but what we can tell is there's some darkening over here where there's not darkening on this one. So we're going to flick our light on and go to our eyes here, and what we can see when we magnify and zoom up is we have 2 dead pins there, whereas on the other one we do not have dead pins. So what's happened is exactly what we were just talking about in the previous film has happened in this motherboard that just came in. Same exact model, same exact layout, same exact everything. And as we can see, that those 2 pins just right over there that look kind of burned out are exactly that. They are burned out. Those traces are cooked to the board, and it goes to that controller chip, and that controller chip supplies power to the screen. And without those pins, this board will never get it'll never get what it's supposed to get to turn it on. So you can get external video, but you'll never get internal video on it through that port unless you rebuild those traces. And we feel that that is specifically because of this bar right here. And that's what we're seeing on a number of systems. We see them daily like that. And to replace that, you have to source a port from another system to put on there, and then you have to rebuild the trace and blah 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 blah. It's very intrinsic and it's not very easy. So just a simple way, flap it under like that, and it keeps it from touching and burning it out. Just a little tip.